Ready? Play.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how much Learner Tien tries to play first strike tennis, because I think he knows if he doesn't play first strike tennis, Frances is going to try to dictate, and Lerner's really going to have to use his legs to stay in these rallies.
Oh.
Good solid start, isn't it, from Tien?
Yeah, earlier today at 11 o'clock, Frances and Lerner were on the practice court here at Arthur Ashe Stadium together. Frances was hitting with his hitting partner, Jordi Arconada. Learner Tien was hitting with Alex Mickelson. He and Alex Mickelson actually trained with Eric Diaz. They have the same coach. That's the son of Manny Diaz, University of Georgia head coach. Learner Tien does a lot of his training in Irvine, California, and then also some in Carson, California, one of the USTA training facilities. So he works some there with David Nakin and Christian Groh when he's in Carson.
(40-50). (40-30).
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if this extra pace that Frances Tiafoe brings will affect Learner Tien at all. Tien definitely likes to counterpunch, uses your pace to get the ball back in the court.
Advantage.
So immediate breakpoint opportunity here for Tiafoe.
Yeah, I think this is where you see Learner doing a good job of taking his time right now. You just want to keep going through your routines. It's in such a big stadium for the first time, and your mind can start to rush a little bit.
That's a perfect start for the number 10 seed. Breaks in the opening game. 40-15 up there as well was Learner Tien.
First game.
Yeah, speaking with Jordi Arconada last night, and really just saying they've been working with Frances on trying to get to the net a little bit more throughout this US Open. They want to see him use his athleticism, use that big forehand to get his opponents on the defense. So we'll see how much he comes in to the net this match. He's had a great mindset, positive mindset throughout practice over the last week.
Frances Tiafoe to serve. Wait, please. Let's replay the point. Ladies and gentlemen, a ball came onto the court during the service motion. First serve.
Oh.
15 love.
I mentioned that he's not maybe won as many matches as he would have liked coming into the US Open on the North American hard courts. Tiafoe, I mean, he did make the quarters in Washington, actually lost to the eventual champion there, Dan Evans. Had an amazing run that week. And lost to Milos Raonic, first round of Toronto, where there was that controversial call with the net post with Fergus Murphy. And then lost to Stan Wawrinka, second round of Cincy. And I mean, I actually did that match. I think it's the best I've seen Stan play for years. He was absolutely untouchable that day. So I don't think Tiafoe would have panicked too much after losing that.
Yeah, and as Frances already knows, I mean, being in the spot that he's in, 10 in the world, I mean, he's going to have a target on his back. Everyone's going to play their best tennis playing against Frances Tiafoe. They know they have to match his energy.
Let first serve. (40-15).
I was watching that match with Stan Wawrinka as well, and Wawrinka did a great job of using his backhand down the line to kind of get into that Frances forehand. Frances definitely likes to move to his left to find the forehand.
Game wide.
So Tiafoe backs up the break to the dream start here, 2-love.
Tiafoe leads 2 games to love. First set.
I think for Frances, he's coming into this match saying, you know what, I want to stomp on Leonard Tien early, make him feel like he doesn't have much of a chance here, really get on top of him. Leonard Tien's doing a great job of sticking with his routines, though, not rushing.
Let first serve.
Some defending, isn't it, from Tiafoe? It's a point, really, on any other week that Leonard Tien is probably winning.
Yeah, and a much better job there of using his athleticism to be a bit more offensive. Great footwork moving up into the court, a little bit better there from Leonard Tien. Such a great athlete as Leonard.
Oh.
He is found there, Frances Tiafoe. That was a joke.
How many times have we seen him use that backhand short slice cross court to bring his opponent in? And it's tricky because you don't know which side you should approach to, because if you go to the forehand, he's got so much jump on that. And then if you go to the backhand, he can go short angle cross, bunt lob over him as well. So it's a very difficult shot to determine what to do.
His girlfriends, Broomfield. Played the double of Venus Williams in the film King Richard.
Yeah, she sure did, Diane, and she's a great tennis player in her own right. She actually won the NCAA Women's Doubles Championship at UCLA. Very good tennis player.
Did she think about going pro, or?
Yeah, she played a little bit of pro, but ultimately traveling a little bit more with Frances and doing some modeling gigs.
Exhibition at the moment, Tiafoe.
Yeah, and those were some of the shots that were missing out of his game over the last few weeks. He kind of got too content with playing baseline tennis, not using the short slice, not coming forward.
15-40.
And now we're seeing a mix of variety from Frances Tiafoe. Gotta love the unpredictability that he can bring.
(30-40).
Trying to pile the pressure on there, Tiafoe, by charging forward, but good job from Tien, didn't panic.
Yeah, and I think he'll have a lot of opportunities to take that second serve and come in. That second serve was pretty short in the box, right in the middle. So Frances Tiafoe is such a great athlete. He can look to come forward on that.
It's Wayne Ferreira. This is getting ridiculous.
I mean, that's about as good of a point as Leonard Tien can play. He was very aggressive with his shots, looking to step up in the court. Maybe could have come in a couple times when he had Frances on the defense, but Frances Tiafoe just showing how much power he has on that forehand. Such a great athlete. And he's trying to make a statement early here that he's ready to play. I think the biggest thing that Leonard Tien's been working on in his game is he's got such great footwork to be able to extend rallies and have great shot tolerance, but you want to use that footwork to be a little bit more aggressive when you can be and look to move forward more.
Time violation warning, Mr. Tiafoe.
Just picked up the time violation. Learner Tien was... He was ready to serve. Tiafoe wasn't in place.
Yeah, and Frances Tiafoe made the right play. I think that's also the play when Frances uses a short slice against its opponents. You want to drop shot the drop shot in front of you, so it takes away the angle. Great use of the short slice in front of him. And the hands on full display.
Deuce.
Had a bit of a statement here early, isn't he, Tiafoe? This is how hard you're going to have to work to come through your service games today. Dad here with him as well this week.
Advantage, Tien.
Yeah, smart play from learner Tien there. Serving that second serve to the forehand, not letting Frances Tiafoe take a backhand and come in behind it. Always good to change up your serve placements on the second serve.
Deuce.
See the coaching box there for learner Tien. Eric Diaz, along with Brian Baker.
Let first serve. Advantage, Tien.
And there's Alex Mickelson. Mickelson's also in the main draw here with the wild card. Made the finals of Newport ATP to Mickelson.
Game Tien. Tiafoe leads 2 games to 1.
He would have been a little
set.
harsh if he found himself 3-love double breakdown the way that he's actually played the opening 18 minutes, but
love.
And that's exactly what they've been wanting to see from Frances Tiafoe. Try to get to the net as much as he can throughout this match. It's now 3 of 5 on net points won. He knows learner Tien plays great defense, but you want to make him have to come up with passing shots on a consistent basis.
it's huge. 25.
40 love. 40-15.
Come on, Bob.
Love that aggressive move from Learner Tien there, recognizing that short ball and then getting
40,
up there quickly to take time away.
That first serve, huh? Come on.
Frances Tiafoe does pass well off both sides, but again, you want to make him do it consistently over 3 out of 5 sets. Ask the question.
See the big iPad screen just in front of Wayne Ferreira. They've got that on 5 courts this year. So Ash Armstrong, grandstand 17 and 5, just feeding all that data into the coaches. But again, it's Tiafoe who comes out in front.
Tiafoe leads 3-1.
Yeah, it's amazing how much analytics is coming into play.
Action from the hand on serve. Accelerate the hand. Here we go, bud.
Eric Diaz there, the coach of Learner Tien. His dad is Manny Diaz, the head coach at University of Georgia, long-time head coach there. But yeah, with analytics, there's a fellow by the name of David Ramos who's in charge of the USTA analytics, so all the American players have access to matches, anything that they need going into their matches and every game plan.
$15.
So much data available on those iPad screens that's fed through to the coaches. I guess it's quite hard, Nick, from a coach's point of view, what to tell your player, what not to tell your player. You don't want to kind of overburden them with information.
Yeah, you don't want to make it too complicated while they're on the court. I think for the most part, if they see anything that's completely abnormal on the analytics side of things while sitting there coaching, then that's when they'll maybe feed that into the player, because obviously coming into the match, they have a great game plan, each player, knowing what the tendencies already are. So unless it's completely different, they probably won't feed too much in.
That's his sister there, a Learner Tien's sister called Justice. Again from Tiafoe. She's a junior at Arizona State. His Justice, reason she's called Justice is because Dad was a lawyer, and the reason Learner is called Learner is because Mum was a teacher.
$30.
Yeah, Learner's got a calm demeanor about him. Definitely can't tell if he's winning or losing. He's just gets straight into the point. Very, very calm. Gotta love that about Learner.
Certainly holding his own from the back of the court right now is Learner Tien. Doesn't seem overawed, kind of playing on this huge stage, this massive arena. That move forward again from Tiafoe.
Deuce.
Yeah, I've been able to play doubles with Frances Tiafoe quite a bit, and he definitely is comfortable in these awkward situations. He gets his legs down, racket below the ball here. Such a great athlete.
What a return. Another break point will follow.
Advantage, Tiafoe.
Yeah, and the more you come to net, then you start to see all the different angles and passing shots that your opponent's going to hit. So even if you miss a couple of volleys, you want to keep coming, trusting yourself, making your opponent have to come up with an even better shot. Incredible shot tolerance from Tien there, just able to defend off of all the pace that Frances was bringing at him. I know he's such a great mover and counterpuncher, and he showed it right there.
Advantage, Tien.
Quick here at the towel. Tiafoe, Tien is standing on the line again, waiting to serve.
Let's for serve. Game, Tien.
That's another gutsy
Tiafoe leads 3 games to 2.
Tien, another game that has gone to juice. The night session later, we'll see Coco Gauff starting off not before 7 o'clock local against Laura Siegmund, and then Novak Djokovic looking to win his first US Open since 2018. He starts up against the Frenchman Alexandre Muller.
15-love.
Yeah, if there weren't already eyes on Novak Djokovic, there's definitely even more eyes after that amazing match with Carlos Alcaraz in Cincinnati. 3 hours and 49 minutes, and just being down a set and a break and just finding a way to bring it back and dealing with heat exhaustion, and just everything was in that match. And so those two guys just show why they're the best in the game.
He looked done, didn't he, in that second set? Didn't think there was any way back.
40-love.
He looked done at 2-3 in the first. He was asking for an ice towel and kind of frantic was Novak. But again, that's why champions, they just find a way to get it done.
Game, Tiafoe.
A quick fire hold to love for Tiafoe before Tien knows it. Ball's back in his hands.
Tiafoe leads
line again.
4 games to 2. First set.
Who's winning it all this year, Nick? Who's your pick? I think I've got to go with Novak.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, you know, he obviously he's shown that he can do it, and it's so tough to beat that guy in 5 sets. Again, immediately under pressure here, Tien.
so good at that approach, isn't he? That knife slice approach.
Well, even though he knows Learner Tien plays great defense, he's just making him have to come up with passing shots consistently. And Frances Tiafoe is so quick at the net, keeps the racket out in front on those volleys. Learner Tien just finding it difficult to get it around Frances Tiafoe up there.
That's good. The amount of points that they've each played on serve.
15-30.
So that was 35th service point for Learner Tien so far today. Frances Tiafoe's played 15. Just skidded off the back edge of the line. I think Tiafoe thought it was just long. Wasn't a bad serve at all from Tien, but the ball just comes flying back at him. Another break point. With the forehand, did Tiafoe, he got it dipping down.
New balls bleed.
Feet of Learner Tien, difficult volley.
Tiafoe leads 5-2.
Eventually does tell.
First
he has
set.
that all-important double break, and in a couple of moments will serve for the opening set.
New balls. $15 love. $15 all.
Better spot serving there from Frances. He's only serving 50% for serve percentage so far this set, so pretty low. But he's going for his spots.
$30 all. $40-30.
It's his quickest of the match at 133. It brings him set point. What a way to come through the opening set.
Game 10, first set.
He barely put a foot wrong, in all honesty.
Tiafoe, 6-2.
Learner Tien really didn't do too much wrong himself, but just outclassed. And Tien kind of feel as though this is a big opening game in set 2 here.
Love 15.
Yeah, you just got to love his positive mindset, Frances Tiafoe. Even after that first point, winning this one here, he just looked over at his camp, shook the racket, gave a come on, looking to try to get this early break just like he did in the first set.
If you're learner Tien,
15 all.
in this second set, anything you'd be trying to do differently?
Yeah, I think he's got to look to try to play a little bit more first strike tennis and try to get in himself. You know, I think Frances has been able to get to the net quicker than Tien has.
Let's for serve.
Tien's 2 of 6 on net points won, whereas Frances come in 11 times, 8 of 11. So I think if Lerner can try to play a little bit more aggressive, that would be the play.
$15-30. $15-40.
Double. And Tiafoe with 2 immediate break points.
And that's the pressure you start to feel when you're serving. If your opponent is hitting some of those second serve returns and coming in and playing aggressive. Now Lerner Tien's going for a little bit more pace than he's probably used to.
$30-40.
It's well done. Just stayed nice and solid there, Lerner Tien. So 2 break points saved.
Yeah, and that's exactly how he likes to play.
Douche.
Shot tolerance high, trying to make his opponents go for more. Trying to get unforced errors off the Tiafoe racket, which hasn't happened a lot so far.
And again, it's just such a good return. Just reading the serve, Tiafoe.
Advantage.
Yeah, I like that play from Tien. He went to the forehand as opposed to the backhand. He'd gotten eaten up on that backhand return a few times, so he changed it up. But Tiafoe was just seeing the ball so big right now.
Love that one again.
Deuce. Advantage. Tiafoe.
Sun just coming out here on Arthur Ashe, half the court bathed in sunshine.
Yeah, better court positioning there from Tien, a little bit closer to the baseline. Trying to take the ball just a little bit earlier to get it on Frances. See those net points, 3 of 7, but you want to keep coming forward.
So far today, just dragging Tien in again.
Yeah, just got such great pace on his ground strokes, this Frances Tiafoe. So once he's able to use the pace, push his opponent back, then use that short slice, it just keeps his opponent on a string.
Second serve returns that he's not got Tien to play another ball at break point down. It's been a pretty comfortable watch for that group so far, hasn't it? His girlfriend was actually out in the Bronx on Saturday at one of our colleagues' foundations. Yes, caught the line. Yeah, Louise Fleming. Rally Forever Foundation out in the Bronx. About 2,000 kids signed up, never picked up a tennis racket in their lives, so really nice. The likes of Rinchi Hijikata was out there, and Asia Mohammed just playing with the kids.
Led for serve.
Yeah, that's awesome. I saw pictures of that. Rinchi Hijikata actually played at the University of North Carolina, where I went to school. He got the Australian wild card into the main draw here, the US Open. As he should have. He's just knocking on the door of top 100. I believe he's 114 in the world currently.
Deuce.
Oh, there are 2,000 kids, huh? That's amazing.
Not there on Saturday, but in overall, they're going to be trying to work with 2,000 kids, from the Bronx, which is
great.
yeah, it's a great foundation that Louise has set up.
Yep.
All over the world as well. Wizardry from Tiafoe.
And that's when Frances is playing his best, when he's using all his
advantage
weaponry. Little extra spin and slice on that forehand. But if you're learner Tien, when he's getting these short slices and drop shots, I'd like to see him drop shot it in front of him. Try to make Frances come forward as opposed to just giving it back to the baseline.
Game Tiafoe.
And it's just the dream start to set 2 for Frances Tiafoe. A new set, but a relatively similar pattern to the one we saw in set 1.
I mean, Frances Tiafoe absolutely out here rifling balls all over the court. Learner Tien's got such great, amazing defense, shot tolerance, but Tiafoe's finding the lines right now.
Completely in control. Here's Frances Tiafoe. Mentally, probably a little scrambled here. Here's Learner Tien. So difficult when you've been such a good junior like Learner has, in the number of tournaments that he's been winning, the number of match wins that he's had. And then you kind of step on court with a top 10 player, and it kind of just puts things into perspective a little bit, I would have thought. Kind of showing you the level that you've got to try and strive towards. happens to the best, doesn't it? I remember the first time Carlos
Love
Alcaraz
15.
played Rafa, was it in Madrid on his 18th birthday, I think it was, and he lost love and won in about 55 minutes. And I guess it's all a learning experience. Be better for it coming through this match.
Yeah, I mean, look, Lerner
15
Tien's
all.
never faced someone with this kind of pace on their shots. So it's, you know, he knows he's a great defender, but when you have somebody who has this amount of pace, you have to try to play a bit more first strike tennis before they can get it on you, right? And I think for Lerner Tien, he has that ability. He has the footwork to step in the court. It's just trusting it, and especially in key situations. Case in point was that right there on that second serve return. He stepped in the court, put extra pace on it, and then was able to get on this front foot there
15,
a little bit better.
30.
Just needs to make Frances feel a little bit more uncomfortable at the baseline.
He's not been in this situation too often today, Tiafoe. 15-30. Now the double.
15-40.
So first time today that Lerner Tien has had a look at a couple of break points here.
Game. Tien.
There it is, breaks straight back. Great response from the 17-year-old. Very easy for him after what happened in the
One
first
game
set,
all.
then gets broken
Second
first
set.
game of the second to kind of put his head down and feel a little bit deflated out there, but anything but back on serve.
Well, I think that's one thing, just by looking at Lerner Tien, you know he's not going to go away. There's been no negative comments, no negative looks to his coaching box. It's been all positive.
Love.
Been texting a little bit with his hitting partner and coach Jody Arcanada on the sideline, and he's saying, look, Frances is playing well, but we'd like to see him take that second serve return from Lerner Tien a little bit earlier. We've seen a few missed second serve returns, Frances letting it come to him as opposed to going to get it.
Yeah, he's made it.
Love.
Hasn't had a service game yet, Lerner Tien, that he's not had to face a break point. So 30 love is a promising start.
Thirty 15.
Lerner Tien is moving well, hitting well. He's the youngest player in the US Open men's draw for the second year in a row.
40-15.
17 years old.
Menchik also 17, but he turns 18 in about 3 or 4 days' time.
Game. Tien.
Finally, a comfortable service hole for Lerner Tien. It's only
Tien
taken
leads
58
2 games
minutes,
to 1.
but it's been
Second
a really
set.
good comeback this after being broken in
First
the
set,
first game
Tiafoe.
of this second set. He now finds himself in front, leading by 2 games to 1.
he literally had lost that shot, or wasn't using that shot
15
over the
love.
last few weeks in Cincinnati, Toronto, DC. But when he has such great pace behind the ball, pushes his opponents back, to be able to now then bring them forward as well. So good.
Love.
Started this week inside the world's top 10. Did Frances Tiafoe at his career high ranking of 10 in the world. Obviously defending those semi-finals points from 12 months ago. So in the live rankings, he has just dropped to about 14th for the time being. I don't think that'll concern him too much.
Love.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're going to have to defend points pretty much every single week that you play, and you just really have to stay focused on the process, not look too much at all those points you have to defend.
Out game. Tiafoe.
The live rankings, he's the third ranked.
2 games all.
Taylor Fritz up at 8 in the
Second
world.
set.
Tommy Paul then at 12, and then Tiafoe at 14th. So great, I guess, for all those 3 guys, and not only those 3, but all the other American guys as well inside the world's top 100 at the moment, just kind of all pushing each other on. You see one of them doing well one week, you kind of say, okay, well, I want to do well now. And yeah, it's great rivalry that they can have between themselves.
Yeah, and they're all at the same age. Look, they came up together. Fritz, Tommy,
love.
Tiafoe, Opelka, you know, and they always, amongst all of them, they would say that Tommy Paul was the most talented out of all of them. It just took Tommy a little bit longer to get that professionalism week in and week out. You know, Tommy's wanting to be in that top 10 range. He's at number 12. He's knocking on the door. And he's only 200 points behind Alex Zverev, so he's definitely very, very close to his goal.
He seems to be one of the rare players that can cause Carlos Alcaraz a few problems as well.
Yeah, he's now 2-1 against Carlos Alcaraz.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
30-15.
Again, I just keep talking about the unpredictability, because Tommy Paul uses the serve and volley. He uses some drop shots. He comes in. He makes Carlos Alcaraz feel uncomfortable, and it's not the typical just baseline rallies. Seeing Leonard Tien right there being a bit more aggressive, just showing Frances that if it lands a little bit short, I'm going to go for my target. I'm going to go for a winner. This makes Frances know that he can't place the ball in the middle of the court. He's got to go for his shots as well.
It's a shame, because that backhand he hit up the line was absolutely exceptional from Tiafoe.
40-30.
Yeah, that's the other shot that they're wanting to see Frances use a little bit more, is that backhand down the line to then set up his forehand. I feel like he's kind of abandoned that shot over the last few weeks.
Game. Tien.
And the ace for Leonard Tien.
Tien leads.
Comes through,
3
stays
games to
ahead
2.
now.
Second
In
set.
the second set.
First set, Tiafoe.
So that break back's massive for his belief and his confidence out here. Oh yes, and minute by minute on the court, Leonard Tien is just growing in confidence.
15.
Yeah, you sense he just has this belief as well that he can get his teeth into this match. He doesn't feel overwhelmed of the occasion.
Yeah, speaking to Christian Grove,
15 all.
who you mentioned earlier, Nick, who works with learner Tien. That was actually one of the big things he said. He said he will not be overawed walking onto Arthur Ashe Stadium today, playing someone like Frances Tiafoe. He has plenty of belief in his own ability. Thinks that he belongs in stages like this.
(30-15).
Did well just to get Tiafoe to play another ball there, Tien.
Yeah, and I think for Tien, look, he gets a lot of confidence as well from practicing with
40-15.
Alex Mikkelsen. Alex Mikkelsen's ranked 127 in the world, and another wild card at the US Open. They train together a lot, have the same coach. And Mikkelsen's made the finals of Newport this year, an ATP event.
Game.
So just having a buddy that's doing it and playing well just makes you feel like,
3
you know
games
what,
all.
I can do this too.
Second set.
Mikkelsen obviously a couple years older at 19 years old. Tien 17.
He actually joined USC's team back in April, did learner Tien. Only for about a dozen matches. There was, unfortunately for him, some uncertainty over the NCAA rules. Actually regarding his professional prize money, whether he'd actually won too much money to be able to play. So that delayed approval of his eligibility there. So wasn't able to play maybe as many matches as he would have liked to.
And also, I mean, at the age of 14, learner Tien decided he didn't really like tennis.
Yeah.
So
15
he took
all.
about a year off and got into some gaming and other things and focused on academics. And all of a sudden, he's, you know what? I kind of like this sport. Let's see. I'll come back and
Ledge for serve.
let me just go win Kalamazoo twice. No big deal.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that was a good call.
Yeah.
Coming back.
But one thing you were mentioning,
30-15.
one thing he was saying too is, you know, the parents don't push him. You know, they let him practice as much as he wants, play as much as he wants, and don't put that extra pressure on him, which I think is a great thing.
Oh. 30 all.
It would be so easy, wouldn't it, for parents, knowing how talented your child is when they come to you at kind of 13, 14 and say, right, I've had enough of tennis, I don't want to play. It would be very easy for a parent to kind of not allow it, just to keep pushing you to play. But no, Lerner said he just felt completely burnt out with the game. He'd been playing since he was a pretty young kid, playing so much, and he just was completely done with it. It's just long.
Yeah, well, you can just see the talent that he has. I mean, he's just an
30-40.
easy, flowing movement, quick, great racket head skills. And now down a break point.
Deuce.
Tiafoe 1 of 7 this set. Break points 1, 3 of 14 throughout the match. So he's had a lot of opportunities, as Frances.
That's a great move forward, just what you want to see, mate.
Yeah, that's a much better point from Lerner Tien, really staying on that baseline, going for a bit more power, and you see he can do it. It's just having that mindset of saying, you know what, I'm going to go for my targets, I'm going to trust myself and get into the net. Look how he kept the racket out in front, kept that right hand close to his left on that forehand volley.
Game Tien.
Well, that's another big hold. Another break
Tien
point
leads 4 games
comes
to
and
3.
goes for Frances
Second
Tiafoe.
set. First set, Tiafoe.
And Tien continues to stay ahead.
$15 left.
Frances Tiafoe
30
continuing to get to the net. 4 of 6 net points won this set. Fifth ace of the match for Frances.
40 left. $40-15.
This was going to be a pretty routine game.
40-30.
40 love. Tien just putting a bit of pressure on. So there's Dad here as well, just next to the right of his sister in the yellow there. Coached him for the early part of his career. First serve landed. Big shout of come on for Frances Tiafoe. Just wants to try and keep that intensity up.
4 games all. Second set.
New balls. New balls. New balls.
Just telling him new balls coming if he wants to change the racket.
You be right.
I have like fucking United couple. We can go on court.
This is Dad.
Yeah, that's so shit.
What?
United couple. You're actually on the court. So much better.
See Frances Tiafoe there with a few extra bats, but also a few extra shoes. He's got 2 pairs of shoes there next to his bench. I've never seen anyone sweat more than Frances Tiafoe. He and Jack Sock are 2 of the heaviest sweaters I've ever been around in my life. Like to change their shoes, make sure they're not carrying around that extra weight around the court.
Because Jack Sock, another who's announced his retirement at the end of the US Open.
15.
Are you surprised by that, Nick, or did you see it coming?
No, I think I saw it coming. You know, I worked with Jack Sock last November until about a month ago, and you know, just once you don't have the love or the passion for the game anymore, he's ready to move on to something else, and he signed a pickleball contract with the PPA Tour just a couple days ago, so he's ready for a new venture in his life. And then also his wife Laura is expecting a baby, so they're extremely excited.
It's just a staggering angle from Tiafoe.
Love 30.
Yeah, 2 big American retirements here at the US Open.
Yeah.
John Isner and Jack Sock, they'll be playing doubles together as well. So they'll go out as a team.
Will come. He's not been too ruthless today when his chances have come along, but you fancy his chances of taking one of these.
Love 40.
First one.
coaching camp for Tiafoe, telling him, let's get this first one here. Don't let learner Tien hang around.
$15, $40.
11 for 14 save.
Just missed it.
Yeah, I would like that aggressive
30-40
from Frances. He actually moved up into the court for that forehand. He didn't let the ball come to him. He moved up to try to take time away from Tien. Third break point.
At the moment, Tiafoe. 3 of 17 now in this match.
Yeah, 1 of 10 break points won in this set for Frances.
Right here, Frances. Got this.
You keep giving yourself those chances, you're gonna get those break points. They're gonna convert them. Just gotta stay positive.
Tiafoe adds himself to the highlight reel.
Advantage, Tiafoe.
Too big from Frances Tiafoe.
Game, Tiafoe.
Return as well. Absolutely fabulous couple of points.
Tiafoe leads
from
5
Frances
games to
Tiafoe.
4. Second set.
Eventually breaks again
And 1
in
set
the
to
second
love.
set. And in a couple of moments will serve for it at 5-4.
$50 love. $15 all.
Just made it as awkward as possible, that volley. Maybe wasn't a great ball to come in on for Tiafoe.
15-30.
Asking questions once again here is the 17-year-old. Remember, he was already a breakdown in this second set. Broke in the very first game before he broke straight back.
$30 all.
Timely ace. Great depth from Learner Tien. That is what caused the slight miss hit from Tiafoe.
30-40.
And a break point will follow here. Get back on serve again.
Game 10.
What a good first serve there to Tiafoe. Well, Learner Tien somehow just scrambled
5
it
games
back.
all. Second set.
Unable to control the forehands. So twice in this second set, Tiafoe is broken, and then in the very next game, he's been broken straight back. Slightly more anxious look on the face of a lot of the Tiafoe team now.
$15 love. $15 all.
To light up Arthur Stadium. Absolute rocket of a forehand.
Oh. 30 all.
But follows it up with his third double of the set. Set the point up beautifully.
30-40.
With the first serve. And that is a ball he will make 99 times out of 100. Just the pressure of the situation. Another break point.
Deuce.
Change up, that is. Tiafoe expecting that slider out wide. Break point saved.
Advantage, Tien.
Yeah, if you're Frances Tiafoe, you got to really take the positives of having 12 break points throughout this set. Only converted 2 of them, but he's getting in that position. He's making a lot of returns. He's putting pressure on Learner Tien to keep coming up with the goods. After a while, just that constant pressure will become too much for Learner Tien. This could be the moment.
Game, Tiafoe.
Yeah, the pressure does tell again. And
Tiafoe
Frances
leads
Tiafoe for a
6
third
games to
time
5. Second
in the
set.
second set finds
And
himself
1 set
a
to
break
love.
in front. So second
Wait,
time, Tiafoe trying to serve out this second set for a 2 sets to love lead.
$15
Tiafoe, his first serve percentage has gone up now. It's up to 74% this set. Starting to hit his mark.
Good again.
Yeah, what made that lob so good was he got it up nice and quick.
30 love.
I think that's just a common error that just happens so much when players get these drop shots and short slices. They try to just feed it back deep in the court and make their opponent come up with a passing shot, but just too many times players are ready for that. If you can drop shot it in front of you, make the opponent come to you, take away the angle, that's more so the play.
$40 love.
Oh, it's not been easy by any means, this second set for Tiafoe, but he does have 3 set points.
Game and second set.
Yeah,
Tiafoe, 7 games to 5.
With Frances
Tiafoe
Tiafoe,
leads 2 sets to
eventually
love.
comes through that set. Oh, he's played well, has Learner Tien, hour and a half or so on court. Unfortunately for him at the moment, nothing to show for his efforts, and he will serve first in this third set.
Love 15.
So that second set may just take the wind out of his sails. He fought so hard, kind of felt as though if he was able to take it to a tiebreaker, you never know.
Yeah, and that was definitely the better play, to use that drop shot to bring Frances into the net, and he
Love
had
30.
the opportunity to make that passing shot, that final one, but he's got to stay locked in here. He's really struggling on his second serve, points won, only 36%, so Frances is putting him under the gun early on in the point off that second.
It's almost every time Tiafoe's used that drop shot or short slice, he's won the point today.
And that's pretty much against most players, because they always feed it back to him, and his passing shots are so good.
West found another. Well, he saw one from that running forehand deep in the second set, and that one just as
30
good.
all.
Yeah, Learner Tien realizing he's got to up his game. He's got to go for a little bit more pace, especially if he's able to get up in the court a little bit.
$40-30.
Lay down on them.
Deuce.
Yeah, double faults are just beginning to tally up here for Lerner Tien. That was his 6th of the match, 2nd already in this game. There's not too many people that would have even got up to that ball. And it was called out from Greg Allensworth.
Yeah, that was interesting. It wasn't called on
Tien.
the electronic line calling system. Chair had to call it out, but it was pretty far out.
Game.
What a
Tien.
one-hand catch.
What a grab that is.
Wow. Talk about paying
First
attention.
game, 3rd set.
We needed gloves over here, Nick, to catch.
I know, right? Well, the Met Stadium is just right behind us, so put him in, coach.
Oh, he must be English. We don't need gloves to catch.
What a catch.
I've just seen, I didn't realise, Nick, whether you saw this. Iga Swiatek in her post-match interview afterwards said that Frances told her yesterday not to win too quickly, so he's got more time to warm up this morning.
Yeah, Frances loves to have a little bit of time before he goes on court, but Iga wasted no time, 58 minutes. Yeah, Iga is going out there with warrior mentality, wanting to beat her opponents as bad as she can.
Love 15.
Oh, he's made that as well. Just deals with pace so well, Lerner Tien.
Love 30.
Yeah, pace does not seem to affect Lerner Tien. He's just so quick around the baseline. It's just more, you want to see him be able to go for a few more winners, use his movement to get up in the court when he can.
Fifteen 30. All. 40-30.
Great injection of pace from Lerner Tien there. Just a little bit bigger.
Deuce.
Just rushing that forehand side of Frances Tiafoe. Obviously, Frances has that bigger wind up on the forehand swing, so if you can get it with pace there, it can maybe affect him.
Oh, he's made that. Yeah, I thought he knocked it long.
Yeah, it looked like two balls right on the line there. The approach shot and then the overhead.
Advantage, Tien.
Frances got to stay engaged here.
That's great serving. Under pressure, big first serve landed, 132 miles an hour. Quickest today has been 133, so that was right up there. How does he want that point? Frances Tiafoe again, the athleticism to get up to that net call.
Yeah, not only the athleticism, but just reading the racket of Leonard Tien here on the passing
Advantage,
shot.
Tiafoe.
Just waiting till Lerner looked down to then stay put. Double-handed backhand. What more can you want? This says Frances Tiafoe.
He's finally lost a point. Going to that shot, Tiafoe.
Deuce. Advantage,
Number 9.
Tiafoe.
Ace of the match for Frances Tiafoe.
Deuce.
One thing is for sure, Leonard Tien's going to make him earn it. He's not going to give it to him.
That's well done. She used that serve pretty effectively today. Tiafoe on the juice court, just sliding it into the backhand of Leonard Tien.
Yeah, and that's always been his best serve on that deuce side, is a slider wide. Back in the day, he'd pretty much only use that on big points. Now he's got that T serve down as well. He's become a better pitcher on the court.
Game,
Tien's
Tiafoe.
right on the line.
One game all.
Well, it's not had too many games like that
Third
today.
set.
Frances Tiafoe, it's been Leonard Tien who's had to struggle through a number of deuce service games, but Tiafoe survives and levels things up here at 1-1. Frances set goals each year, Nick? Do you know, before the season starts? As you say, he wants to win 1,000 or things like that, world ranking goals.
Yeah, I think he got ranking goals, and, you know, Wayne Ferreira and Jordy, they're very good with just the process goals, just sticking to being professional every single day. You know, really working on becoming an all-court player, coming forward, using the short slice, all of that. Thing is, when Wayne Ferreira started with Frances, it was on the service motion. Frances would fall to his left a lot when he would make contacts, and so they were trying to get his body weight more going towards the target as opposed to falling to the left. And then now that's allowed him to get more pace on his serves, and he's hitting better locations that way. Not only that, it became something with Frances, it was about just staying focused. So remember 2 years ago, Wayne Ferreira started taking the phone away from Frances Tiafoe. So basically, the day of the match, Frances would have to give his phone to Wayne early in the day. He wouldn't get his phone back until after the match is over and after treatment is done. So until the full day was done, then he'd get his phone back. So just being able to stay focused for a longer period of time.
Game, Tiafoe.
Tiafoe breaks to love. And you kind of think that should be that. Third set. Set two, he went a break in front. Here is Tien. Solid game now here, Foe. Try and back up that break. Try and put this match out of sight for his 17-year-old opponent. Great opening point from Tiafoe.
15.
Yeah, you can hear Wayne Ferreira and Jordy Arconada telling him, solid game here, really stay focused. You got the break, but you want to keep working 1 point at a time.
What would you say his best surfaces, Nick? Frances Tiafoe. I mean, obviously this year he's had success on the grass, winning in Stuttgart. He won on the clay in Houston. Would you still say hard courts are his favoured surface?
I'd probably say grass. Yeah, he loves the grass court. You know, again, his ability to come forward, his ability to improvise, use a slice. He really likes how the grass court feels under his feet. But yeah, I think you know, be close between the grass and the hard court. He's such a great athlete, can play on any surface, move on any surface.
One of those top-ranked American guys love the grass, don't they? I remember hearing Brad Stein say that he expects Tommy Paul actually to have most success on the grass going forward in his career. Obviously, Taylor Fritz has had plenty of success on that surface already in his career as well.
Grass usually benefits the biggest servers, right? But it also benefits a great returner. Frances Tiafoe is just such a great returner. And remember, he played Vasek Pospisil a couple years ago at Wimbledon, and Frances Tiafoe was returning a joke. Vasek was serving, volleying every point, and Vasek was looking at him saying, "Are you Andre Agassi? Who are you out here?" And it was literally one of those things where Frances just feels so comfortable. He stays low on the return, short back swings.
Tiafoe.
Yeah, it's a much better game from Tiafoe. He would have been conscious of what kept happening in the second set. Every time he went a break in front, the very next game, Lerner Tien was able to break back. So a nice solid game there, just to give him a bit of breathing space in this third set. Well, usopen.org, your online home for point-by-point live scoring, highlights, real-time stats and draws. You can visit the official tournament site at usopen.org. That's huge. Speaking of what a good returner he is, that was enormous. He's got the ball on a piece of string.
Yeah, learner Tien just isn't sure what to do with these short balls. It's one of those things where the juniors aren't using that kind of a shot, right? So he's not practicing the ability to come forward, use a drop shot off a drop shot. We've just seen him come in and always try to go down the line or just float it back, and that's where Frances Tiafoe is going to pass him every time.
Why aren't the juniors using that kind of shot now?
Well, you know, I think they don't see it enough from the professionals, right? You know,
yeah.
Roger Federer was one that used that backhand short slice cross court, and then all of a sudden all the other pros started using it. But then, you know, Roger left, and all of a sudden now Frances is pretty much the only one using it more consistently. But I think juniors as well, you know, a lot of the focus is just playing at the baseline. How solid and consistent can we be here? And not really working on the transition game enough or working on the slices enough. So I feel like that's something that can improve in the junior game, is being more of an all-court player.
So 2 chances for the double break. And that one is wide. And Tiafoe seemingly just a couple of games away now from booking his spot in the second round.
Third set.
Not even 2 hours on the clock.
And 2 sets to love.
4-1 up in the third now. So double break up in this third set now. Frances Tiafoe seemingly cruising towards the second round. That was enormous firepower.
Love 15.
Well, it shows he can do it, and because he moves so well, he gets behind the ball really well. So anytime he's behind the ball, body weight coming forward, that's when he can inject a little bit more pace.
Oh.
Love 30.
He just keeps giving learner Tien just a little bit of hope. Chance to get one of these 2 breaks back.
Oh.
$15.30. $30 all.
It's good serving from Love 30.
40-30. Wait, please. Deuce. Advantage, Tien.
So, great points. There's a great serve.
Yeah, it used to be before where Frances Tiafoe would prefer to go flat out wide with that ad side on a big point, but now he started to mix in that slider tee, hitting all locations on big points now, so he's keeping his opponents more off balance.
That's just too good. Quality hitting from Frances Tiafoe.
Advantage, Tiafoe. Game, Tiafoe.
Does change up, goes flat wide, saves break points and moves to within a game of round 2.
Tiafoe leads 5-1. Third set.
With the Austrian Sebastian Offner, who lies in wait for the winner of this one. Offner came through earlier on today against Nuno Borges of Portugal, 6-4 in the fourth. Oh, I think that was going way long. But Tien just didn't have enough time really to withdraw the racket.
Yeah, that ball had so much pace on it.
Love 30.
Frances Tiafoe just swinging freely, even adding 1 or 2 more miles an hour to these shots, and Learner Tien just can't keep up at the moment.
2017, the last time Frances Tiafoe didn't make it past the first round here. Oh, we've seen that a few times today from Learner Tien, that running forehand pass.
15, 30.
Yeah, Learner Tien, as it said, it just looks almost effortless. She's just so quick. The only problem is he's just so far behind the baseline all the time that he's having to come up with shots like that just to try to stay in the games.
Clever little return,
15,
that one as well from Tiafoe. And it brings him 2 match points.
Out. 30-40. Deuce. Left for serve. Advantage, Tiafoe. Game, set, match.
Frances Tiafoe cruises into
3 sets
round
alone.
2 here at
6-2,
the 2023
7-5,
US
6-1.
Open. Learner Tien, all credit. Nice words from Frances Tiafoe as well. Big career ahead of the 17-year-old, but today, Tiafoe just too good. Slightly bumpy in that second set at times, but on the whole, I think Tiafoe will be pretty delighted